Donald Trump on COVID. This is where we remind you to hit that like button, hit that share button. I want, again, if you are a pure blood, you did not take the COVID vaccine, I want PB, pure blood, to blow up the chat right now. Every single day that goes on, I am more and more happy that I can go to bed at night. I may die of something because the military injected me with a lot of stuff. But one thing I will not die from is the COVID shot. All right. Can we actually find his X post? Todd, I really want to read that instead while you look.
This one?
Yes. Okay. Here we go. All right. So Donald Trump over the weekend put this out. It is very important that the drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree. With CDC being ripped apart over this question, I want the answer and I want it now. I have been shown information from Pfizer and others that is extraordinary, but they never seem to show those results to the public. Why not? They go off to the next, quote, hunt and let everyone rip themselves apart, including Bobby Kennedy Jr. and CDC, trying to figure out the success or failure of the drug companies' COVID work. They show me great numbers and results, but they don't seem to be showing them to many others. I want them to show them now to the CDC and the public and clear up this mess one way or the other. I hope Operation Warp Speed was as, quote, brilliant as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why. Thank you for the attention to this matter, to this very important matter, President DJT. That is a shot across the bow right there, is what that is.
I mean, you don't have to be a doctor. You really don't have to be a doctor to understand that this didn't work. And that it wasn't going to work. All right. So if you look at the injections that we used to get every year, Graham, the flu shot. You look at the flu shot. Okay. So this is how they pick the flu shot.
Flu shot is garbage.
You got a million different variants. They pick 7 or 8 to put in your body, and hey, good luck. You know, and COVID, same thing. Several different variants of COVID. You had no way of stopping all of them. That mutates just like the flu does. But the big kicker of it is the first 8 months of the COVID pandemic. Go look at the cases of flu in the country. They were tanked because the test couldn't tell if you had the flu or COVID, and it wasn't a vaccine. It was a damn shot. Stop calling it a vaccine.
Well, I'm going to get into what I think is going on here, and go ahead and comment your thoughts on why you think President Trump is this. Remember, back during the campaign, Donald Trump kept talking about Operation Warp Speed and how a success it was, and he would get booed every single time, and it was actually John Rich. Shout out to John Rich.
Yeah,
President Trump was like, why are they booing me over the COVID stuff? And he's like, Mr. President, it's because most people were affected negatively by the COVID-19 vaccine. Either they got problems now, or they lost their job because it got mandated and all this other stuff. And Trump's like, well, I'm not the one that mandated it. Doesn't matter. You're the one that got Operation Warp Speed going for the COVID shot, and then Biden mandated it. So you're still to blame in people's eyes for this type stuff. They don't like the COVID shot, whether or not it's good or whether or not it works or whether or not this. People don't like the COVID shot. So back off of it. So he quit talking about it on the stage. All right. Now I want to go to the guy that was fired from the CDC. Okay. I don't know if you guys remember this dude. We talked about him probably a year, maybe even 2 years ago, because of his gay satanic photos and stuff that populated across. But apparently this guy, you guys remember this dude?
I do.
Wore like the dominatrix outfit underneath his suit and, haunted your nightmares.
I never forget a tard.
This guy just got fired from the CDC. Let's play what he has to say. Let's go.
CDC, we're really excited. If you go to one of our handles, our social media handles, at Stop HIV Together, you can order a free take-home HIV test. It gets delivered to your house. So it's self-testing. So there's so many ways to do it.
That's amazing, because your privacy and everything is right
No,
there.
I didn't
Everyone should be tested for HIV. And I think that especially in the LGBTQAI community, it's really important to remember.
Pause. Did you hear what he said? Everybody needs to get tested for. I don't need to get tested for HIV.
No, never.
Guess what? I know I don't have
HIV, my friend. HIV.
Guess what? I am 99.999999% positive. I don't have. I might have cancer one day. I ain't got HIV. I know
you
that.
Gotta worry about that ever.
You ain't got to worry about. You ain't never have to think one time if something pops up and it's like Graham Allen dealing with private medical matter. No one's ever going to go. I wonder if it's AIDS.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's ever one time going to think that. But this guy, on the other hand, there you go. Mm-hmm. This guy worked for the CDC. There it is. I mean, and that's some satanic. That's some satanic stuff right there.
I don't even know what this is. Like this top left photo. I mean,
that's
are
their
they wearing,
mask?
Are they? I see. That looks like a pair of panties to me. Like
no, man,
like,
that's their mask. That was during
opening.
COVID. And can we talk about the nerd sandals? This man has got the Birkenstocks on.
And I'm loving the aqua banana hammock.
The banana hammock
good
there.
Job,
yeah,
guy.
this is pretty rough.
Like, I don't
dude.
even know. I don't.
Satanic. Look, satanic freaks in the government. That's what this is. Satanic freaks in the government across the board. All right. Let's go to. I want to go to Marjorie on COVID. I want to go to this, and we're going to debate this for a minute because this is what I think is going on. But this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I will never be silent about this. I absolutely, adamantly refuse to get the COVID vaccine, and I and many others like me are extremely glad we did not get the mandated vaccines. I also have great empathy for all those who were forced to take it in order to keep their jobs or to continue their education. Millions of people have reported vaccine injuries and death from taking the forced COVID vaccines, and people have continuously died suddenly, developed cancer. Pause. Is it just me? Or, and I realize it could be due to the fact that I'm online all the time. I also realize it could be due to the fact that I am getting older. But is it me, or does it seem like every day somebody's dying from cancer?
It's
truly.
way more prevalent than it was when we were kids.
And I'm not talking about
more.
like 70-year-olds and things like that. I'm talking like 39, 40, 50-year-olds dying from cancer. Is it just me? Or does it really, really seem like, comment in the chat, yes or no, if you feel the same way. Seems like every time I get on the internet, even on my personal Facebook page,
somebody has cancer.
Somebody's got cancer. Somebody's lost their battle to cancer. Somebody's this, somebody that. It just seems like something is going on. Something horrible is happening. And one thing that's disappeared off the map, which I find totally interesting, is this turbo cancer thing.
Yeah,
because they had started reporting on this turbo cancer. They couldn't figure it out. 30 and 40-year-olds are just getting these really aggressive forms of cancer, and we're all sitting here going like, really?
Yeah,
Nobody can pinpoint anything that might have took place where people are getting all these cancers. Like nobody thought about nothing that could have took place. People are dying constantly, and so what I think is going on is this, and I may be wrong, but I think what's happened is I think Trump's seen some other real data finally. I think Trump has finally seen some other data, and I think that data is going to come out, and I think that he knows that that Operation Warp Speed is not what he truly believed that it was. And I will say this, it's because Pfizer told him what it was. All right? So, and again, call it naivety on his part during a pandemic or a plandemic or whatever. Again, here's how you know that we're in the matrix, okay? If I may go like insane for a moment. Here's how you know that we live in the matrix. You guys ready for this? You guys ready? And I love the president. I do. China did it. Whether or not it had a 99.97% survival rate or not, China did it, and it killed, at least on paper, millions of people across the planet. Have we done anything to China?
Nope.
Hello?
I'll take it a step further. All right, so now they've made it legal to where like you can file a lawsuit against gun manufacturing companies for like school shootings and stuff like that. Why is nobody suing Pfizer right now?
Oh, well, okay, now that I know, because see, this was part of the crap. So when they signed the emergency order,
cannot sue them. That's exactly why. Yep.
In it was the companies cannot be sued if these A, turn out not to work, B, have side effects that could kill you, all this other stuff. But again, so forget Pfizer, forget Moderna, forget BioNTech and all these other places, the three main ones, right? And everybody's already said if you took the Moderna one, like you're definitely going to die because that was like complete garbage. All right, so here's the thing, but this is how you know. This is how you know the deep state is still here. This is how you know the shadow government is still here. We now know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was China. China released it from the Wuhan lab in China. A freaking bat had sex with a monkey or something happened and the freaking COVID came out, all right? And look, we know China did it. Here's another thing. Millions upon millions of people died in China. That's another thing. All of a sudden, China went from everybody's dying to the next day. Nobody's dying. Everybody's fine. Overnight, everybody's like, we stopped it. Everybody's fine here. Millions upon millions of people died in China. China knows it. China knows it. Over 1 million some odd people
they got the burn
died from COVID here. But listen. Hello? Wake up. You think we've won? Like you really think we've won? You think we've won? You think that this is over? You think we're not fighting off the shadow government and the deep state? The fact that China is still allowed to be a country after they did this is in and of itself proof that we are living inside of the matrix. Ladies and gentlemen, if America released by accident a bioweapon that took out millions upon millions of people worldwide, we would be nuked tomorrow. We would be turned into a parking lot tomorrow. We know China did it. Every other country in the world knows China did it, but nothing is happening. That's how you know we're still in the matrix, ladies and gentlemen.
There's so much that I think about, like when it comes to this stuff. Like, dude, like Graham, God forbid, and it's not going to happen. But say, like, you get hurt and you have to go to the hospital and you need blood.
Oh yeah.
How you gonna know? Like,
exactly.
How you gonna know? You got somebody's mRNA like
you
just
better
creeping all up in your cells.
You better start going once a month and donating your own bags.
Like, no, I'm taking that bag with me. No.
Hey, doctor, I need you to put these on ice for me, just in case something bad happens.
You were just talking about Blade. Remember that warehouse? Yeah.
No, dude, that's why I got a wife and 4 kids. That's my donation factory right there. Go stab everyone.
Just put them in a line. Put them in a line.
Freaking Justin in there. I know for a fact he hadn't got the fact. He's getting stabbed too if I need blood. Like the end. Like the end. No way. Okay, let's go to Scott Jennings. I haven't seen this clip. What does Scott have to say? What is this about?
That's a good question.
Hang on. All right. Public health regimes deserve. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Let's listen to this.
As it relates specifically to the COVID vaccine, which has been a flashpoint lately, I do think there are legitimate questions about whether it should have been mandated, and they took away the emergency designation. I think only 23% of American adults said they got it last year. Only 13% of children were given it. So the American people had started to make a decision about that. A lot of Americans have questions about all of this because of what happened during COVID with some of these officials that we're hearing from now, they didn't cover themselves in glory and what they told the American people about the safety and efficacy of that particular vaccine. So the reason we're here is not because of Kennedy. The reason we're here is because the public health regime deserves to be turned inside out after COVID. I do think it's not inappropriate for the government to have, on a rolling basis, investigations of what we're doing, because sometimes we find out that what we're doing or what we told the American people turned out not to be true. So rolling investigations of vaccines and the advice we give the American people on this, on food, which is another big part of his agenda, he has a lot of popular support for that, truthfully.
Yeah, I agree. Every single one of the, here's the thing. People are going to go to jail, and I know that Donald Trump knows that. I believe that Donald Trump has now seen the unredacted data, if you will, and that's why he's now publicly demanding RFK Jr. release it to the public, good or bad. We're going to get to the bottom of this, of what's going on, right? Because Donald Trump does have an ultimate out here that is not just a me trying to run cover for him. It is legitimate. Operation Warp Speed happened, and then boom, he loses the presidency and he gets kicked out of the Oval Office. And then it's the Biden administration that actually had the numbers. They hid it from the American public. They mandated it across the board. Trump is not to blame for this. Trump did start Operation Warp Speed, but he wasn't in office when all the reports started to come in to decide whether or not it should be mandated. Trump never would have mandated it. So Trump has an easy off-ramp on this, but he does owe it to the American public to be transparent about it and to get to the bottom of what happened, why it happened, who did it, where, when, why, how, the 5 W's, all that other kind of stuff. And I think this is Trump knowing that truth is fixing to come out, people are fixing to go to jail, and he needs to get in front of it.